Today, we're at the beautiful Seven Magic Mountains near Las Vegas, Nevada. And what I'd like to talk to you about is persistence. Setting large goals and how you can keep your persistence while trying to achieve them. Now, these are just a few general rules that I found to be very effective, that have helped me persist when learning a tough skill set. Like, for example, learning wrestling. When I was in high school, I did wrestling for about 4 years, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever done before. Wrestling is tough. You're basically like fighting somebody to the death, and it takes a lot of stamina and a lot of strength and a lot of technique, basically. Learning an instrument, I also learned an instrument when I was a kid. That too was kind of tough at times. Learning videography, for example. Basically any skill that takes a lot of day in, day out, grinding work, hours and hours of practice, it's gonna kind of wear on you in the time. These are like the biggest inner game techniques that have kind of helped me achieve more things in my life. So the first one is freedom from outcome. So if you are too fixated on a goal, you will get nervous when you're trying to achieve said goal because there's a lot of pressure on you to perform. And if you're too attached if you're too focused on whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, you might not actually be focused on doing the right steps to get you to a place where you can win. There was a famous soccer player. He used to meditate before he would go on the field. He would basically visualize himself as a child playing soccer on the streets because that was when he was playing soccer for fun. He wasn't playing for money, he wasn't playing for glory, he was just doing it for the joy of soccer. So he would visualize that prior to going out onto the field because that got him into the right headspace, and by being in the right headspace, he played with more joy. He wasn't focused on winning, he wasn't focused on the outcome. Of course he was scoring, but he was scoring from a different place. He was more joyful and easy and flowing. Let's say you're doing something that's performance-based, right? Let's say you're an athlete and you're about to play a game, or you're a business owner and you're going to negotiate with someone for a better rate. You may get nervous. Say you're going to a job interview. You may get nervous because you're a little bit concerned about the outcome, right? So how do you persist when you're looking for a job, for example? Well, one thing is you better have a good resume so you can, apply to multiple jobs, so that by the time you go into apply, you're not completely worried about not getting that job. Your eggs are not all in one basket. But also, you want to make sure that you prepare really well, which is going to take a lot of effort. But if you do a lot of effort up front, then when you go to do the thing, you're doing the practice ahead of time, and then you have game day where you do your game. You'll feel a lot more confident the more that you've prepared. So the next concept is don't be afraid to fail. And I know telling you to don't be afraid to fail can actually make you afraid to fail. So you're probably kind of wondering, like, how do I not be afraid to fail? Well, if you focus on the right things, like taking the next step, instead of winning or putting all this pressure on you, or what do the crowd think of me when I'm performing, or whatever it is, if you focus on the right thing and tune everything out, you're not gonna have time to think about failing. So whatever you focus on, you're probably gonna veer more towards that. It's kind of goes back to the analogy where if you're driving on a road on the side of a cliff, you don't want to look off the cliff. You want to keep focused on the road and drive properly. You want to focus on making the winning moves and always be asking yourself, what is the next winning move that I need to make? What is the next step? What is the next step? And focus all of your energy on the vital next step. Failure is just something that's going to happen. It's inevitable, and kind of knowing that is going to happen either way is okay. And it's actually part of the process. Let's say you're trying to learn something tough like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? If you're a newbie and you're going out there and you're rolling around with blue belts, black belts, whatever, you're going to get submitted. You're going to get choked out. It is inevitable. I mean, think about it. Like, these guys have been training for X amount of years before you. There's no way you can come up with a solution to everything they're going to throw at you. So you're going to get choked out. That's just the bottom line. But the faster you make these mistakes, the faster you get choked out in every possible way, your brain will start to learn defense. Your defense will improve, and making these tiny little mistakes, you build up hardened. You become kind of anti-fragile in a sense. That is how you build up that skill set. Take sales, for example. If you're calling people on the phone and you're failing a lot, that's a good thing, because from every failure you can learn. Now, failure is a little bit overrated, so always learn from your successes and try to recreate those. So you want to have a keen eye for what is successful, and you want to kind of lock into that. And that's also another way how to discover your lane. But again, keep in the back of your mind that failure is a part of the process. It's gonna happen. Don't be afraid of it. You're probably gonna have to embrace it to some extent. Because of that, you don't have to think about it that much. It's not that big of a deal to fail. If you do fail, it's not gonna be that big of a deal. So again, just focus on doing the right, impactful steps to getting to your goal. And that could be, even if you're failing, you're learning from these little failures. Or if you're successful, you're learning from these successes, all right? And the next step is learning how to play to win. So there is a balance that you're gonna need to achieve when you're not attached to the outcome, and that's playing to win. Some people, by not being attached to the outcome, they actually will proactively fail a situation where they could have actually came out on top if they don't play to win. Now, what is playing to win? Going back to the taking the right next step idea, playing to win is making sure that you're taking the right next step. It's doing your due diligence and being certain that you're doing everything you can within your power to make your goal come true. So you want to focus on taking the next step, and you also want to focus on making it as impactful as you possibly can. And the last step is learning to enjoy the process. Any skill that you're trying to get good at or anything that you're trying to achieve, it could take time. It could take a lot of work, and it could be overwhelming if you try to eat the entire elephant at once. So the key thing here is, again, when I was talking about, what's the next move, focus on the next move. Well, another thing you could do is focus on, what do I need to do today? What is the winning move for today? And taking it one day at a time, so you don't get overwhelmed. Did I execute my day properly? Did I make the moves that I was supposed to make properly today? It's gonna take time, but time will pass anyway. So how can you make it enjoyable for yourself when you're putting in your daily grind, so to speak? How can you actually, trick yourself is one way to put it, but how can you learn to enjoy what it is that you're doing so that it doesn't feel so much like a chore? I hope these were some good practical tips to help you get out of your own way and be more successful in achieving an endeavor or achieving whatever it is that you're trying to do, especially if it's a tough skill that takes a lot of work and you're gonna have to be putting this in and day out. Hopefully it will help you get there faster and also just help you to endure the long process of learning. Thank you for watching. If there is a topic that you'd like me to expound upon, please leave it in the comments below. And if you found this helpful and you want more tips, please subscribe. I'll send more dope stuff your way. So thank you very much. Have a great day and peace.